Let's look at a problem where we can use the do while loop. Here you are asking the user to enter a value which is greater than 100. And if the user does not enter a value which is greater than 100, the program has to prompt the user again asking enter a valid value. You are only allowed to exit the code once a correct value is entered. So let's see how we can do this using a do while loop. You have the main function. Let's say int number. What I'm going to do is do printf enter a number greater than 100. Okay, scanf, read the number from the user. Now we do not know what is the value that is entered by the user. It might be positive, or it might be anything that is greater than 100, or it can be less than or equals to 100. But we are looking for a value which is greater than 100. If the user does not enter a value that is greater than 100, I write a condition saying if while number is less than or equals to 100, semicolon. So let's say I enter 99. 99. So 99 is not within our specification. So we say while 99 is less than or equals to 100, which is true. So it's going to ask the user again to enter a number greater than 100. Now let's say I enter 55. 55 is less than or equals to 100. That's true. So you go back and you prompt the user again to enter a correct value. Let's say I enter 150. 150 is less than or equals to 100. That's false. So we got the correct number, and then we can now exit the do while loop. And outside the do while loop, I can have a printf statement saying a correct value was entered. Printf correct value entered, exiting. Then you can say return 0 and close the main block. So once the correct value is entered, here it's a simple program, which is why I said correct value entered, exiting. Maybe that value is being used by some other portion of the code, or there might be like 1,000 lines more code which uses that value to do some computation. But our intention is at this stage, a correct value of number has to be entered by the user. So you're guaranteed that. This is one scenario where you can use a do while loop. Now I can convert this do while loop into an equivalent for loop. If you remember, in a for loop, the statements are guaranteed to execute 0 times because the condition might fail in the first instance itself. So to convert a do while loop into a for loop, all you need to do is ensure that in the for loop, the statements are executed at least once. So let me do the same thing. Int number equals 0. Now in this case, I'm initializing my number to 0. Here I did not initialize my number to be 0 because here I was guaranteed to execute these statements here, and I could get my number here. Instead, what I'm going to do is, it's going to be a slightly tricky way, but it's a very clever way. I'm going to initialize my number to 0. Then I can say for number. Actually, I don't even need to initialize it. So let's ignore this part. So I can say number equals to 0. The condition remains the same. Number less than or equals to 100. And I'll fill this up later. I can say printf enter a value greater than 100. Okay, scanf. It's the same set of statements. And here I can just put number equals to number, or you can just leave it, say number equals to, or you can just say number, or number equals to number, or number equals to number plus 0. It doesn't really matter. Now, the important thing that you need to understand is this loop is guaranteed to execute at least once, because initially your number is 0 and then you said number is less than or equals to 100. So 0 less than or equal to 100 is obviously true. So you're going to execute these two statements. Now let's say in the first iteration I'm going to enter my number as 99 here. Okay. My loop modifier is number equals to number, so basically this itself is the loop modifier. Now 99 is less than or equals to 100. That's true. So you say enter a value greater than 100 and you repeat the cycle until you get a valid value that is greater than 100. So this is the process to convert a do-while loop into a for loop. Now can you think about how you can convert a for loop into a do-while loop?